show that when you have the belief in what this is, you can truly promote all day, every day, good days, bad days, no matter what. And so we're going to have a couple people share. Dalton, he's got a great story because he's recently kind of realized some of this stuff, and he's doing it at a completely high level. And the more we talk, I'm like, man, if we just taught this, maybe you'll take something away from this Zoom and then you'll watch the recording or whatever. But I really kind of want to teach it this way and then land on the product and the fat loss part. Because my mentor, one of my mentors, Michael Rutherford, he never barely talked about the product. And when I met him, because the product is what it is, when you take it, it works. And then we'll give you tools. Like, we can always have that conversation. But he had this approach of, if it works for you and you know some other people, you could at least make enough money to cover your ketone habit, right? And with us, with the VIP program, you making a little scratch, you pay that other 50% or whatever percentage you're paying. And worst case scenario is you're getting healthy with a product you're using anyways, right? So the idea is to just know what the menu is that you have, right? With Prove It. It's not just something to help people lose fat. And I'm going to ramble for a second, but think about this. The structure of this business is community-based marketing. It is what it is, right? But most of us all have more customers than promoters. That's not normal in community-based marketing. There's even the toothpaste people. If I was selling toothpaste, everybody brushes their teeth. Everybody is a customer, right? I have to pitch this vision to say, hey, if you like the toothpaste, you can build a business with it too. I can't imagine. I cannot imagine. And so when we have a product that we can really, Brian Underwood calls it a unicorn product, we really have exclusive rights to release it in this model. If you look at other companies Thrive and all this other stuff, all they're doing is this repackaging, but the product itself is exactly the same. And then other companies that are like leggings and whatever and makeup and clothes. The only reason I'm at the gym today is to do this Zoom. I wanted to work out before this Zoom. A lot of it was business motivated. And the worst case scenario is I'm going to get a good workout in. So I have found a way to build a business, take care of myself, and help other people along the way. Whether they're a customer, whether they're a promoter, I believe I have an opportunity I can help people with. And so Dalton, are you on here, bud?
I am. I'm here.
Okay. So, we already talked this morning, and, do I need to throw you a softball, or are you ready to rip?
You can throw me whatever you want. I'm ready to go too. Whatever floats your boat.
You're going to hear Dalton, and he's going to have the same belief that I just had. Maybe explain real quick how you started, that you came and went. What was that mind switch, and how do you approach it now?
So I started, a few years ago. And like some people do and some people don't. They kind of leave a product, quit believing for whatever reason. I left. Life has got busy. I quit drinking ketones. And I just started drinking ketones again, probably, I don't know, 5, 6 months ago. And I was doing it at the same rate I was, drinking ketones like I was before. Nothing's really changed for me. And I hit a health rock bottom. I ended up, doctors think I had a heart attack, and they're asking me what's my daily routines. I'm like, I drink, 2 ketones a day or 3 ketones a day, depending on what I'm doing. I'm a heavy equipment operator. And that is when they were like, I had 3 heart specialists. I had doctors from, here in John Day and over in Boise, Idaho. And they told me to keep drinking them and don't stop. And they didn't really put me on medication. medication they wanted me to do was to keep drinking them because it helps with inflammation and all that. So that was a huge, that lit a huge fire underneath me um, to get everybody drinking ketones. Not, I don't really care too much about the business side of things. It's just I want to help people because sometimes when they hit rock bottom, they don't make it back to the top. I want to help people realize what this product is and help them in any way I can before they hit the rock bottom so they can thrive in life without having to go through what some people's gone through by hitting rock bottom. But it's people always say that they don't have time to build a business. They don't have time to share the product. I don't have time either. Every day when I go get fuel, I make sure I mix my first drink first thing in the morning at the gas station, and I talk to at least one person a day there, because I'll be standing outside the truck or the equipment, shaking my ketones up, and it always raises a flag in somebody's head, and like, what's ketones? Um, so it's not, you don't have to be some internet whiz or Facebook whiz to build a business. You just got to live your everyday life, drink ketones, and people will come to you if they once
I'm
they
going to
see.
throw you a softball.
Go ahead.
So what does that look like? What, you have a conversation. What do you leave and make sure you do? And
Um, I always make sure they have some way to contact me. My thing is Facebook, so they'll ask me what ketones are, and I act like everybody should know what ketones are. They're just ketones, and that raises more questions in their head. So they start asking questions. It gets them engaged in the conversation. Um, and before I leave, I'm just like, hey, I gotta go. I'm heading off to the Mine Actor job site. I won't have service the rest of the day, but here, uh, add me on Facebook, and you can find out more ketone information there or whatever. And so typically they add me on some kind of social media platform, and when they do, I screenshot it so I know who to reach back out to, um, and who to watch for. Uh, it's just small, simple things like that.
dude, that's awesome. That's exactly what, so if somebody was, because we have people on here because you have attached the business at the back of the train, right?
Mhm.
You have some priorities right now.
Yep.
So what advice would you give to somebody who's like, okay, because that's an easy place to start for people, because then you start believing in yourself. And I said on that other Zoom, but it is so true, especially with men, when you start seeing physical results and your mindset starts changing, then you'll feel a little bit more comfortable moving that business up a little bit. So
Yep.
what advice would you give on just getting back in it, using the product for the product, blah, blah, blah?
Um, just I just better work on yourself. Um don't make it a priority to try to build a business. Don't make it like a huge priority to, oh my goodness, I have to post every day, or oh my goodness, I have to reach out to so many people a day. Um, just share your health journey. Just work
But
on
what have you
yourself.
been doing in the morning?
Oh man. I do a morning workout. If I can't make it to the gym first thing in the morning, and then if I go at night, I'll do my morning workout, and vice versa. If I go to the gym in the morning, I'll do a small workout at
And
night.
has Dalton ever done that really recently? Is that new for Dalton?
That's definitely cool. Yeah, that
Yeah.
is
And
definitely
another thing I was trying to lob, you have been texting the 10 people more than I
yes.
have. Um,
I set a reminder on my phone. Alarm goes off because I'm up at like 4:30, 5 o'clock every morning. An alarm goes off, and all it says is reach out to 10 new people. Um, and so I'll just I do different methods. James Rice, some of you know him. Um, he's shared a method with me, and I actually been using it a lot lately. I just go to Facebook, and Facebook always shares whose birthday it is or whatever. And I reach out that way. Um, just wish them happy birthday, and get them engaged that way. But there's so many different methods that it could fit anybody's lifestyle.
awesome. I love it. Interrupt me if you want, because I'm going to ramble on that for a second. And then Aaron, did you want to share a little bit too? Are you cool with that? Or you've done a lot to even make this Zoom happen, and you just got done walking. So I don't want, otherwise I'll just ramble.
I'm open, whatever.
Okay. I'm going to ask you after I ramble for a second, because your mindset has changed too for the business. Like something has switched. I don't know if that was like a straight epiphany, but you have really just been doing the deal with Prove It and being consistent and working on yourself and showing up. I don't think you started with that mentality, so I'd like you to share that part. And for me, I just listened to Jim Rohn this morning. If you guys heard it, then you know that's exactly where I'm stealing it from. But it is so important. The business opportunity that's attached, your dreams, your hopes, your goals for what this turns out to be, has to be with talking to new people. It has to be. And so finding the ways that you're comfortable doing that. Dalton is living real life and throwing them in a basket called social media. And when he gets time, he posts on social media. And he's moving those people closer and closer towards the goal. And wherever you're at in the business, it's just finding out what you're comfortable with, right? A lot of Prove It's training lately, James and I talk about it all the time. It's all about social media, which is great. But a lot of people in my life that I'm talking to think they need to do social media like me. You know, Michael Rutherford, one of the biggest builders in the company, he'd say, hey, just get a post up that says, hey, getting that skinny booty in 2 months. I'm not sure if this is going to work. Follow me. Who's tried ketones? That's how he inspired people and moved people quickly, because, you know, your grandma who barely posts, who put something up like that, is going to catch a lot of people's eyes, especially those first couple posts. And the numbers that are required aren't very many, right? If you look at everybody's big, huge businesses, the ones who stay around, you know, Michael Rutherford has 2 downlines. James has 2 downlines. I have 4 downlines. You're just trying to introduce people to the opportunity and seeing if they want what you have, just like every other business like this would be, except for we also have a product that can change their lives. So we can hit all those ambitious people that all these network marketing companies teach people to look for, but then we can change people's lives and they can have an epiphany along the way to see what this is. So I feel like we have more exposure than ever. And Jim Rohn gives the example of baseball. You only need to hit 3 out of 10, right? If you bat 300 in baseball, you're paid lots and lots of money. That means you're out 7 times. And if you just come, you know, if you're just at peace with knowing, not everybody's going to understand what this is, right? Some people are going to stay. Some people are going to go. There's a bunch of people in another program that we operate the same way. You know, some of the most amazing things I've learned in recovery are from people who have since relapsed. They gifted me with some knowledge, but they couldn't hold it together. I don't know why. But it's not going to stop me from doing my program. And with Prove It, I honestly believe with the product, where we're going, the continued growth, what it is, how ketones are landing on, you know, it's easier to talk about ketones now than it was when I first started, because everybody thought the keto diet. Like my next wrap, like reputation.proveit.com, I'm running with that. Does keto work is gone, because people are going to start associating everything with the keto diet. This is far from that. So I have a way to communicate what this is in a ton of new ways. And I'm just looking for the people who see what this is, or maybe they can lose 20 pounds and have that epiphany along the way. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, Aaron. So you can kind of see who this Zoom is geared for and who we're going to send the replay to. Maybe just the mindset of where you were at, where you're at now, and what you're doing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, most of you know me already. I'm Aaron from Auburn, Washington. You know, initially I had no desire to do the business. I just simply wanted to lose some weight, body fat, and get healthy, because I was, you know, sick and tired of being 405 pounds or more, you know. And I had originally got introduced to ketones from a TikToker, and then found out a friend, Mary Beth, was drinking ketones, and she introduced me to the community. And the community was everything for me. I come from the recovery world, so I know the importance of community. And you know, I quickly started losing body fat, and I was posting about it. And you know, through that, you know, when I started, I was in a pretty dark place, and you know, through ketones, and then you know, helping with mindset development, and you know, focusing on myself, it eventually got to a point where I'm just going to share my journey. And you know, it snowballed into other people be like, dude, what are you doing? And it kind of changed my mindset on, you know, doing the business aspect. And you know, I'm still focusing on my journey, but at the same time, you know, I truly believe that everybody could benefit from ketones. And you know, I post a lot of inspirational stuff that I find that impacts me. And you know, through that, it helps, you know, inspire other people, whether they drink ketones or not. It inspires them to do better. And you know, through that, I had started a walking group little over a year ago, with the mindset of, I'm going to build this so I can participate. And you know, the walking group's still going strong. It's, you know, bringing new people. And there's a lady that had just recently joined the group. She's been walking for like 2 weeks now, and the conversation never came up about ketones. But you know, I added her to my Facebook page so she saw what was going on, and she wasn't just in the walking group, because I try to keep the walking group separate from Prove It. And the conversations naturally happen because everybody's got their shaker bottles, they're wearing their Prove It swag. And she had reached out to me the other day, or I messaged her, and I said, you know, I know that you probably see a bunch of crazy ass people with all these ketone shaker bottles and Prove It gear, you know, while walking. Don't feel obligated to that you have to be drinking ketones to be part of this group, because that's not what it's about. And you know, last week she had spent a lot of time talking with Tammy. This week she walked with Tabitha, and she brought up the conversation to Tabitha, what are these ketones? And you know, it's living by being genuine and real is how I share my journey with other people. And you know, being authentic, you know, don't, you know, I do my best not to be fake or just bring up ketones to people, because that's not what I'm about. But you know, it's this community, the ketones have like totally changed my mindset, you know. And I'm here for it. You know, it's all about continuing to help other people and help myself at the same time.
Man, that was awesome. Yeah. And what I want people watching this to know is, you know, once you get this mindset, the rest, one thing our team is really, really good at is, once you get that new person, we're really good at helping you reach their network, right? So when you live by this daily, it's a daily grind for me. I don't know about you guys. I don't always feel amazing. But with this business, like me being here today, I did not want to come to this. The only reason 100% I'm at the gym right now is because I was doing this Zoom, right? And then on the other side of doing it for the business, my health is there. And then some days it's just about my health, right? I don't want to be a burden to my family when I'm older. I want to be a part of my kid's life. I feel like I was gifted with the second opportunity and I'm not dead or in jail. And I just want to thoroughly enjoy that. And I have a drink that helps me get through the day. And people are like, well, I just don't know who to talk to. This is what I think of. I was a police officer. I was drinking an energy drink, right? I arrested a bad guy. He had energy drinks in his car. I took the bad guy to jail. The corrections officer was drinking an energy drink. And then on visiting day, the family could be drinking an energy drink to visit their person. We have a product that goes across the board. I just have a menu of solutions. So if you are, they say personal development with a compensation plan, if you do truly start working on yourself and you start, helping people here and there, look at Frank. Look at Frank's health journey. Frank's giving tips and talking to people in DMs about working out. That is not the same Frank I met. And along the way, he's built the business. Him and his wife have hit rank 6. So what do you think? Is it's a good ending on just keeping this as a good recording to show people that this could be a lifestyle
Can I say something
and an
really quick?
opportunity at the same time?
Justin, can I say something really quick?
Absolutely.
Just in as far as talking to new people and getting out when you feel like you don't have anybody to talk to or you don't know anybody, doing something like service work, like this event here that I'm doing right now, is just laying headstones for people that passed away in World War I. They're like literally from the 1800s and 1900s, from Western State Hospital that didn't have a headstone. But I've literally met like over 100 people today that I didn't know that are in our community that have that need community. And this is just, it's just such a cool experience. But there are so many ways to get out and do things like this that takes like no time. It's like an hour, maybe 2 hours. So not only is it like a feel good thing, but you're also meeting new people in the community that you can share the conversation of ketones and how amazing they are. So that's just a little thought.
No, absolutely. Yeah, find out what you like. Like Frank does disc golf, and we can help you. That's where these conversations daily with a lot of you I've been having is just what drives you? What do you have time to do? Give yourself grace for the rest, right? Because this Zoom was designed for real life, promoting in real life, right? You can learn all the online stuff you want from our Prove It promoter page and all the trainings they keep doing. But you are twice as deadly when you can shine your light in person. And I just think there's so much value when you meet somebody in real life and they're the person you see online. Like, it's so rare now. And so if you can do that, I really think, we're onto something really, really big. So I appreciate
Justin,
you guys.
did you want
Anything
me to share? Justin,
Oh,
you'd asked me to come
Mary
and share?
Beth.
Yeah.
Yeah, do your
Yeah.
thing.
So I'm Mary Beth, and I've been drinking ketones since Justin started to Terry to me. Lately I just felt my online stuff was flat, and I've been doing this hospital gig for a long time, and I feel like I don't have the opportunity while I'm in that place. And somehow Justin's car inspired me a few weeks back. It's like, how can I promote the ketones? Because I have to wear a stupid uniform and I can't wear swag. And when I get hot, I take my jacket off, right? And I roll it up, throw it in my backpack. I started hanging it on the back of my box going through the hospitals. And I have generated, I can't even count how many conversations in the last 3 weeks with nurses and other people. And they come to me. And I've been in these hospitals for 5 years, and I've never shared because I worry about the line of it's not a medical thing and all this stuff. And so I already have a rapport, right? And it was something that was set up playbook, and I don't remember who said it. Don't share the ketones, just be genuine. And I always say hello, right? So all of a sudden these people were comfortable having conversation. And Thursday, a doctor came up to me and took my information, took a sample. He's a GI doc. He's all
What
about.
does your sweatshirt say?
Says drink ketones daily. and it's bright yellow. It's
in like 120 font.
it's huge. It's huge. And it's like this big neon light going through the hallway. And like I said, I work 50-hour weeks. So that's 50 hours of advertising, right? And I've got so many callbacks and whatnot now that because we're all in the same recovery community, and it's like, where can I be and find outside of that? Because it's like we're all dipping in the same pool, it felt like. And I just felt like I wasn't Aaron inspires me to keep going, right? His journey. I purposely sat next to you and shook up those ketones because I love you. And I saw that it's like, God, he's gotten so unhealthy again. And I just love Aaron. And I just kept like doing this. And look what happened. And so he's inspired and put a fire back under me. But it's like, I don't know why that sweatshirt thing came to mind. Because like I said, I have been tucking it in my backpack for 5 years. And in the last 3 weeks, I get my 10 coming to me. I don't have to reach out. They're coming to me. And I think it's more, how do you say, organic? But anyways, I'm excited again. And yeah, it's
awesome.
It's just, yeah, I don't know. Something came different and it's working for me now. So, and I missed the walk, but that's okay. Izzy reminded me I'm in trouble. So thanks.
You got something, Dalton?
I love the sweatshirt idea, and just even if you're not wearing it, having it somewhere near you. This kind of brought me in an idea that I've done for a while, and I'm starting a new job with a new company. They're rebuilding the whole team and everything. So they brought me on as a heavy equipment operator. And one thing I do is I will purposely leave my ketone shaker cup in a piece of equipment that I know someone else, another employee, or somebody along the company is going to use, and I won't. I'll leave it in there on purpose because it raises questions and they'll see it. And it sits right there in front of their face. So it's little things like that, a sticker in your window, or a sweatshirt. It's a great idea, especially coming wintertime. Everybody's going to be wearing sweatshirts. So I just wanted to.
Absolutely. That's what I do with my car. I'll go sit in the Dick's Sporting Goods. I'll sit outside a fitness gym or a private studio if I'm on my phone anyways, because when I was in law enforcement, when we did paperwork, we would go sit in public just to deter crime. So like I would go do, like if I arrested a DUI in the morning, I would sit in the Walmart parking lot for 2 hours and do paper. Everybody pulling in, every turd that comes in is going to go to the next Walmart. And so I do that with my car. And I'm just looking for people who are looking for me. I don't know how many calls I've had where somebody came up to my window and the call initiated just because my car was parked there. Remember, once you get that belief, right? And like Aaron shared, when I'm at my meetings, my new promoter, she came up to me and poked me in the rib. I'd met her multiple times. She'd seen my car and she goes, "Hey, I want to talk about that." And I said, "Hey, I do like to draw a hard line because that's my home group. And there's a part of me that wants to muddy it up and build a massive business, but it's the only place that I have for my own personal journey." So, and when I told her that and we had those conversations later, that was important to her. And that shows people how real it is. And so when Aaron does that, with his walking group, you can draw those boundaries. Don't be scared you're going to lose somebody, because that's probably not the person you're going to want anyways. So, attraction rather than promotion. And then we can get tenacious when we get those new people. Because remember, everybody has that bright, warm network. So when somebody first starts, if we can give them a game plan before they do a bunch of silly stuff they don't need to do, we can grab that warm market super quick and then make this go super fast. And then along the way, people are going to catch up and have the same mindset. So cool. Yeah. Well, I think that was great. We have to do more of these. And you look like Jason Kelsey, by the way. I've been watching the Kelsey podcast. My girls are all Swifties and my wife's a Swiftie, and you look like Jason Kelsey.
You're talking about the peach fuzz mic they have?
Yes, exactly. I'm glad you got the fuzz out of your beard. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for jumping on, Aaron. I appreciate you very
Thank you,
much.
Aaron.
Dalton, Mary Beth, everybody. Have a good
Have a
one.
good day, everybody.